quite a good toss to lose in the end, in the fact that we saw how we batted on it, communicated really well and defended the smaller boundaries well. We knew we wanted to go into the wicket, take pace off the ball and get the guys hitting to the bigger boundaries, and that really worked for us.
You picked 2 spinners, but did you know that you were going to have to get overs out of Luke, really? Because it's very hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a chip for the spin, wasn't it? I mean, we saw Josh Butler came in and from ball 1 pretty much played a back foot punch for 6 over long on. So we knew the spin always has a part to play in 2020 cricket, but we knew he would have a role to play, and I thought he bowled fantastically well as well. For a guy who's not bowled a huge amount this winter, he did really well.
And you told us all about your heel yesterday, but I suppose when you're getting career best figures, it maybe you can get through the
eases
pain
up a little bit. Yeah. It's, I mean, it was really good today. To be honest, I didn't feel it at all. I think the adrenaline of playing international cricket can get you through. So it was a really good experience to be out there today. I mean, it was a record batting score for us, and the way we fielded, the energy out there was fantastic. It was really calm, but a lot of buzz out there, a lot of energy. And that's what you're looking for. And our challenge now is to make it as good as it was today at Hamilton.
Somewhere around that 180 would have been a pretty good effort from us with the ball, but they put us under pressure right from the get-go, and we were never able to claw it back. He's reasonably pleased with 215 after the start that they got, but when you're chasing something like that, you need someone to really come off. And we had some starts, but we weren't able to capitalise on those.
Catching a concern?
Yeah, it was a big concern today. It's like no one means to drop catches, but 5 catches in a 2020 game is never going to help your cause, especially when you're behind the 8 ball as well. So it's an area that we normally pride ourselves on. Tonight we were off the pace, and I think that sort of flowed on with our bowling and also our batting as well.
Did you think you were capable of getting that 215?
Look, you're always hopeful. You always go into any chase thinking that you're a chance of chasing it down, but we needed someone in that top 4 to go on and get 80 or 100 pretty quickly, and it's never going to be an easy chase, but you always remain hopeful.
With the likes of McCullum and Taylor in their team, I think what we mentioned at half time, and when you do have such a high score on the board, the other team can play with real freedom and just go for it. So we were very aware that wickets were going to be crucial for us. That's why Morgan's catch was absolutely fantastic to get rid of such a key man. And the way we executed our skills, as I say, we just made it difficult for the New Zealand batsmen to time the ball and to settle into any rhythm. So it was pretty much the complete performance from us today. The thing that excites me the most is for us to go and get 214 batting first. I mean, it's very easy to send messages back saying 180 is a good score, but to have the freedom just to go and keep striking it, and the power that we have, I mean, it's hugely exciting. So if we can continue showing that sort of form throughout this 2020 series and one day series, we'll be in a good place.
Were you happy with how ruthless the guys were right to the end then, finishing it off?
Yeah, it was something we were talking about. We wanted to keep the energies high all the way through the 20 overs. We wanted to bowl New Zealand out, and we wanted to be strong and ruthless and take our chances. I think our fielding was fantastic, very powerful display, and it's something that we need to work hard on throughout this series, because there's going to be some stunning catches with the boundaries being so small. Guys throwing the ball back in from over the boundary, stuff like that. It creates exciting cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to be back amongst them, but it's also disappointing I couldn't carry on and get the big score that we needed for the win.
You needed a couple of other partners though, really, or some other teammates to really, Cole Munro was the second best with what, 28 or something?
Yeah, no, we had a couple of start partnerships, but we couldn't quite carry on and get the big partnerships that we needed. So something we looked to rectify for the next game, and if we can get a couple of big partnerships up front, it's going to set us up for a big total.
It hurts to be behind the 8 ball early on, but we've got another game in a couple of days' time, and we know in T20 it can turn around very quickly. We saw that in South Africa, the way we were able to turn around on the back of Martin's 100 in that second game. So we know that we've got a lot of room for improvement from today's performance, and we know that if we execute as well as what we can, then we're a live chance in this shorter version of the game. So today's disappointing, but it's certainly not. It's not a major in terms of the series and how it's going to unfold.
And you haven't had much time to think about it. What did you put that performance down to? The initial bowling and catching.
Yeah, I think I sort of tried to allude to that before. I think the execution of our basics was off today. There's many reasons for those at times, and you always want to play the perfect performance, but it's not always possible either. And I think today once we put down 1, 2, 3 catches, you know, things can start to run away from you a little bit. And the way we bowled as well, you know, I think we were just a bit off. We kept bowling too full with those short boundaries, and we didn't allow ourselves to get out with those bigger boundaries by doing what England did, which was being able to take the pace off the ball, also bowl your cross seamers, and also banging them back at length.
Is it hard to encourage the bowlers when you have those short boundaries and you also are dropping catches? Not so much drop catches, but the short boundaries must be intimidating.
Yeah, but we talked about that well before the game, and we've played at Eden Park numerous times as well, so we understand that what we're coming up against. We just weren't able to make the change quick enough to be able to stay in the game. And you know, again, credit goes to them. They put us under that pressure, and when you're under pressure, you start to, I guess, execution becomes tougher, and that's what we saw today. That when we were under pressure, we weren't able to go back to the basics and execute as well as what we should have.
Did that mean you had to change bowlers when you might not have wanted to because of the run flow that was coming early on, that you had to move bowlers around pretty quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got some sort of plan heading into a game and hoping how it unfolds. You've always got a backup plan, but today we had to go to sort of plan C, D and E at times as well, just to try and stem the flow, try and take, get their batsmen to have a look at different bowlers continuously as well, hoping that may stem the flow. But yeah, it wasn't. We weren't able to today. And in 20 over cricket, if you're that far off, then you get exposed.
Left arm seamers, McClanagan and Bolt, comment on their performance?
Yeah, look, I thought Mitch again was very, very good for us. Use him, well, the way his role in this team is to be used as an attacking bowler, and every time we wanted a wicket, we'd go back to him, and he didn't always get a wicket, but he always created some chances. And so I think he's going from strength to strength as in his role in this team. I think Trent as well, after a pretty tough start tonight, I thought he bounced back well towards the end.
Obviously the scoreboard showed quite a big defeat, but it sounds like you don't think you're that far away.
Well, the good thing about a performance like this is that you know where you've let yourself down. There's some glaringly obvious areas that we're deficient in, and that means that you're able to rectify them once you've identified them. So we know where we've got to improve, and we've just got to make sure that we do it in a couple of days' time. But there's certainly no point in getting too down or being concerned, or letting your team confidence drop after a performance like this, because you know where you need to improve and you know how you're going to improve inside a couple of days.